Hey everyone, it's the History Nerd, back for some more Crusader Kings 2 action! Woohoo! Alright, whoops, that wasn't what I wanted to click on. That was what I wanted to click on. So, yeah, I've got quite the stomach bug. And, I figured since I'm just sitting around at home anyway, might as well do another video. You know? That seems like a good idea. So, let's continue on with this wonderful success that we're having. Well, relative success. We've got half the de jure duchy of Austria under our command. There's still stupid Znojmo and Passau that we need to get. And unfortunately, they're in the hands of the Duke of Bavaria, who is also the Holy Roman Emperor. So I doubt we'll be going to war anytime soon over those. But, because of our wonderful political marriage, Ernst von Brandenburg here should walk away with claims on the Duchy of Bavaria, the Duchy of Meissen, and, oh, the Duchy of Meissen too. Right on. Way up there. We could wind up being quite a little powerful force here. Though the way the game's gone for me, probably not. Let's increase the speed here. And go ahead, get to some questions. So, going way back to part 4, Ajakma. How easy is this game to mod? I've never modded a game in my life, but I have a feeling, especially once I start getting into EU3 and Victoria and all that, I'm going to have to do a lot of modding. So, as someone with experience with modding Paradox games, how easy are these games to mod? Am I going to be pulling my hair out with frustration? Or is it going to be a fairly easy process for me? That's the big thing I'm wondering. And that mod you made that makes the Kingdom and the Empire of Austria, that's really awesome. So, yeah, how easy was it? And if you've got those files kicking around, I'd love to give them a chance. See if they work in the latest versions. Yeah, because I really don't know what I'm doing to mod things. And I see mods all the time on the forums, and they're like, yeah, it's super easy, I just had to do this, and this. I'm like, I don't even know where to start with that. So, yeah, just keep me posted, let me know what you had to do. That would be great, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to do some stuff like that. Blowfly from part 5. I was trying to right-click the crap out of those messages, but the only thing that happened, like, you see, if I right-click, nothing, absolutely nothing pops up here. So, because I know that trick from Paradox, right? Because you can see all of these things are in the message log that I didn't see. I wonder, is there like a... Anyway, I'll look into that off camera. There's no need for you guys to look at me going through UI and stuff like that. Dear Duke Guntram the First of Austria, I hereby invite you to the Grand Feast in Weimar. Your presence at the feast would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your attendance, Kaiser Hermann the First. Yeah, we're going. Yeah, money and prestige. So the gaining of land, not being able to do that, that's a bit of a letdown, but I can understand the design constraints behind it. Kaiser Hermann I greeted us warmly to his feast. Wine was served, and the most delicious scents came from the kitchen. Thank you for having us. But money and prestige, that works. That's useful, for sure. The feast was great, but I couldn't stand Kaiser Hermann I's irritating voice for more than a couple of hours, so I excused myself, grabbed a couple of wine bottles, and headed for a quiet corner. Someone else had the same thought as me, and together we shared the wine and our dislike for Kaiser Hermann I. So that must mean we've got ourselves a new friend. Duke Arnulf. I was seated beside a person I had never really talked with before. We ended up together in the garden with a couple of bottles from Kaiser Hermann's the first well-stocked wine cellar. I think I made a new friend. But Show me. Where's your friends? Family? Allies? Not really seeing him. Alright, well maybe that just needs to unpause. And 10 times the manpower to successfully storm a castle, eh? It's... Oh, look at that! Horribly hidden. I would never see that. Okay. Ruler joins faction. Okay, so we will go game log. I wouldn't mind seeing if it's regarding to myself or close and unlanded family members, but holy hell, I don't need to see it with everybody. So, Kaiser Hermann the First's feast is over, and it's time to begin the long way home. After the food, the entertainment, and the warmth, the real world suddenly feels cold and hostile. Will there be one next year? I hope so. So, yeah, I have a feeling we're just going to have to make do with laying siege. Poor Gerlach. Bit slow. I'd say, holy crap. Nothing going on there. Okay, educate. Let's see if we can get some smartness into this kid. There you go. Alright. And then for part 6, Hector and Death Pit. Yeah, I know, it took a while, huh? Hopefully our good Duke Guntram here can lead us to more and better glory than what was going on originally. Oh, you're not the Emperor. Oh no, you are. A different Duke Otto. Same line, totally different line. No! No! How did that happen? Why would you do that? All my hard marriage work gone. We got anyone young enough? Not really. I do have one daughter, but that isn't gonna work. Yeah, so hopefully things will go along much quicker now. And yes, there will be plotting. There'll be better ways to take over. Hugo is no longer steward. He died of an illness. Alright, nephew. And research economic tech. Other guys are still working away on Innsbruck there. Well, really? There's potential there to hack up quite a large amount of that land. And we could gain ourselves some ports. They're part of the Kingdom of Bavaria. So that could be helpful. Things to mull over. I do think, though, I need to really start building up Österreich here, because it's been kind of neglected. And, yeah, you can see to my army sizes, really. Obviously, I've got one county, which isn't going to be a lot. But, yeah, we're fairly underdeveloped there. Alright, well, I will be back when something interesting happens. A group of hedge knights have come to visit Austria. Dietpold has met with them and asked for my reply. Welcome them with a lavish feast. That's what we do with the hedge knights. And if anyone hurts themselves, we'll help them out. We'll pay for some meds. There you guys go. That's just the kind of ruler Guntram is. Alright, back with more events. The church preaches celibacy, and my friends try to lure me into hedonism by showing me the pleasures of life. I can't really decide if I want to enjoy life or wait for heaven. We're going to enjoy life. Because, really, that just makes sense. Okay. Looks like she's no longer in the living. Period of illness, yes, yes, yes. Ooh, excellent. Midas touched. That's very useful. Educate. Whoa, what's your stats there, buddy? You're... Oh, right, okay. So it really doesn't matter where we send you. There we go. And you, my darling kinswoman. Midas touched, eh? That's pretty useful. Let's see... Count of Istra. Yeah. That looks good to me. So she's dead. And... Yes, yes, thank you. To the magnificent Duke Guntram I, may you live in harmony and contentment. I accept your suggestion that Clothilda and Count Marquard get married. Excellent, I'm glad that you do. Ernst. Right? Much more in diplomacy, although everything else not that hot. So hopefully he can just become a chancellor or something. Duke Guntram I of Austria, I hereby invite you to the grand feast in Weimar. Your presence at the feast would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your attendance. You bet. Despite that annoying voice, old man. Yep. Alright, back with something interesting. Alright, so it looks like the Fratricelli heresy has spread to the province of Steiermark. Concerning what we need to do is take my wonderful court chaplain here and convert the populace away from that heresy. And hopefully the Pope doesn't mind. I am, after all, doing his work in my lands. So let's hope that doesn't spread. Back with more interesting things. Oh, like Cecile here becoming a mastermind theologian. I have a feeling those two would make pretty good kids. There we go. Excellent. Back with something exciting. That wasn't really all that exciting. To the Duke Guntram I, blessings upon you and your house. I accept your suggestion that Cecile and Imeric get married. Thank you, Pierre. Wow. Castle Naugre? That sounds like a pretty cool place to be. Back with more exciting things. And I think I found a way to get Znojmo here peacefully. So if we take a look at Count Sighard here, he's got one son and 3 daughters. She is not betrothed to anyone. So we take and we betroth her to Ernst, the future Duke of Austria, and then their kids will inherit. Because we'll just, take care of Sighard here when we have to. Ah, that's called scheming. Alright, back with more interesting things. And the conversions by Andreas here are going well. So yeah, that's good. Back with more exciting things. Duke Guntram, the first of Austria, I hereby invite you to the grand feast in Weimar. Your presence at the feast would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your attendance. Kaiser Hermann the First. We'll go there, despite that annoying voice. Hermann greeted us warmly to his feast. Wine was served, and the most delicious scents came from the kitchen. The feast was great, but I couldn't stand Kaiser Hermann I's irritating voice for more than a couple of hours. So, as usual, I excused myself, grabbed a couple bottles of wine, and headed for a quiet corner. Someone else had the same thought as me, and together we shared the wine and our dislike for the Kaiser. The feast is over, and it's time to begin the long way home. After the food, the entertainment, and the warmth, the real world suddenly feels cold and hostile. And there'll be another one next year. I'm very sure of it. Alright, back with more interesting things. My moodiness and tendency to lash out at people is getting worse. I sleep too little and can't seem to stop worrying. Worrying about the size of Austria. It needs to get bigger, stronger, and more powerful. I'm just going to ride this out because I figure around 200 gold we'll be able to build something in Austria. Come on. Yay! Starmark is back to being Catholic. So that should go away then, right? Expires 17th of March. Work has become boring and the hours of the day just drag on. Screw being diligent. It's not worth it. Ah. Oh! What's this? Yeah, it looks like Hungary's really fallen apart if you take a look. And we should have kept... Yeah. In fact, we're going to do that. Screw Innsbruck, which means war with... There... Oh, isn't there a better one? There is. There we go. And then... Get the spy... Whoops. Get the spy networks going as well. So hopefully we can snag that territory. And expand eastward. Right. Building stuff. What can we build? We should probably build arrow slits. You know, that might not be a bad idea. The castle town is probably the best idea, though. Get some more money! Alright. Back with more news. Adalbert has dragged his unfaithful spouse Sophie before me and insists I should punish her. Well, she is a hedonist and a legitimized bastard, and she's lustful. These are all things that aren't surprising. This is a waste of my time. Infidelity's a crime? But that gets me the slow trade. I don't really want that. She will be locked in the stock! That seems... no. You know what? I'm a freaking duke. I'm running a country. And you come to me and are like, punish my wife because she cheated on me. Not my job, dude. Not my job. Alright, back with more fun. It has been brought to your attention that the large garden outside your castle is, frankly, a mess. Last week, one of your courtiers got lost in the wilderness, and the man did not emerge for 2 days. Tackling this garden problem head-on would be an excellent project with which to improve your stewardship. It's time to stretch those green fingers. Alright. Hopefully we get that gardener trait, because that's really useful. Engelbrecht. Now that's a name. It's because of that name. Holy crap. Robrechtstochter? That's a cool name. Anyway, back with more exciting things. Together with your gardeners, you've redesigned your castle garden into a more manageable form. You've organized the digging of a small canal system to keep your plants watered, the weeds have been removed, and the hedge maze now actually has an exit. As well, the skeletal remains strewn about the maze's dead ends have also been cleared out. Hard work, but I've learned much, and I'm a gardener now, which is actually a really good skill. Quite like that. Just boom. For clicking a couple things, stewardship of +2, that's very handy. And we should be seeing an improvement in the money we're making. I would hope. Anyway, I'm sure we'll see it over time. Kingdom of Leon and Castile, we're not going anywhere near that end of the world. And now we get a new ambition. So what have we got? Intrigue, learning, martial ability, probably intrigue. Intrigue would be good. Yes! We'll get that up there. Alright. More exciting news later. Why, Duke! Word has reached me that your court chaplain has accused me of heresy. I implore you as a devout Catholic, to another devout Catholic, to believe me when I tell you I am not a heretic! Their humble count, Cernic of Steiermark. Who have we got? A man whose opinion of me is incredibly high, and I'm, you know, he's alright. And this dude who, But let's see. What would make people think he's a heretic when he's obviously not? Yeah, I mean, this guy's shy, he's stressed, he's depressed. I'm sure he's not a heretic. You do good work, my friend, but to help you in your time of need, I can see that you wish to get married. So, we will find for you we'll betroth you to Constanza. There we go. And it's accepted to the great Duke Guntram I. Peace be with you. I've decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between Andreas and Constanza. What a name. Alright, back with more. Dear Duke Guntram I of Austria, I hereby invite you to the grand feast in Mimar. Your presence at the feast would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your attendance. You guys are having the first. We'll go, as usual. Yay, Castle City has been built up in Austria. My wife's pregnant. Yay! I guess the feast this year... Ah, there we go. Kaiser Hermann I greeted us warmly. Wine was served, and yet again, the most delicious scents came from the kitchen. I was sitting beside a person I'd never really talked with before. We ended up in a garden with a couple of bottles of wine from King Hermann I's well-stocked wine cellar. And now that the feast is over, the real world is cold and hostile. I have a feeling there'll be another one next year. Alright, back with more news. And a son is born, Friedrich! Yay, Friedrich. And the marriage between my... what's-his-face? Court chaplain? And that wonderful little Italian lady went through. Whose stats turned out to be quite impressive. So, hopefully those pass on into the family line. And we'll be back with more events. And the very next year we get a new daughter, Walpurga. Which is a very ugly name, but we'll keep it, because my knowledge of German names, especially female German names, isn't all that great. We shall welcome the Hedge Knights with a lavish feast. Pay for their medication. Nothing beats Austrian free healthcare. I'll tell you that much. Alright, back with more events later. Ernst! My firstborn son has become a grey eminence with quite the freaking neckbeard, I might add. And unfortunately, he looks rather useless in everything else he's doing, but what a diplomat. So we can go ahead and get married. Thank you. Like, those should... I'm not sure... I mean, these people aren't related to me whatsoever, so and they're still popping up. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, yes, it is indeed everyone's concern, because I'm going to need 150 gold to take care of Sieghard there. Now, to make sure I pull this off right, I'm going to have to assassinate Sieghard before he comes to power, but after there's any sort of chance that they can have more kids. So I'm thinking in a couple of years, when he turns 16, we're going to start trying to assassinate him. So that's the plan there. Then my son's wife should become first in line for it. Then we can just kill off the Count, have her inherit, have him inherit our lands, and then have their kid inherit both. Nice and complicated. But that's the plan for Znojmo. No more trying to conquer this stupid little place. We're going to marry our way into it. True Austrian style. Alright, back with more. Alright, geopolitical update. It looks like the King of Hungary managed to reform his kingdom, which is quite freaking large, I might add. Well done, Hungary. Meaning, trying to take Pressburg from the Kingdom of Hungary will be damn near impossible. So, taking a look at Carinthia here, just a little duchy down there. I'm thinking we're gonna strive for that section. So, we're going to fabricate some claims up in there, and take my spy master, who I really don't know if he's actually... Ooh, assassination chance. Put him in Znojmo, so we can get working on building a spy network in there. Okay. And, yeah, that should improve our chances of getting this land. Dear new Gundam the First of Austria, I hereby invite you to the grand feast in Anhalt. This is Ilherman. Good. Your presence at the feast would be greatly appreciated, and I look forward to your attendance. King Kaiser Hermann the First. Travel. I'm trying to make that voice as annoying as I possibly can. Kaiser Hermann the First greeted us warmly. Wine was served, food, all the other stuff that happens at a feast. I was seated next to someone I'd never really talked to before. We ended up together in the garden with a couple of bottles from the Kaiser's well-stocked wine cellar. More friends. It's time to go home, though. And after all the food and warmth, the real world sucks. See you next year. Not much of a Scot. Learning, but he's slow. Alright. He works really, really hard at it. Whoops. Marriage to some genius Greek woman? Or genius Norman. Genius Norman looks good. There we go. Yay! Alright, back with more exciting news. Like my child asking, where do children come from? Well, Friedrich, we'll tell you when you get older. Or maybe we'll just make something up about bees and flowers. We could hit him. Hitting him is probably not the best. We'll hope for diligent, and he got deceitful. Either way, well, that's not too bad. +3 intrigue, that'll come in handy for the little guy. Alright, back with more exciting news. And the Empire begins to fall apart. It looks, yeah, so the Italian area is slowly crumbling. And up in the northwest here, we can see that starting to fracture away, but it's still a very large empire. So, it's interesting. Slowly but surely, things are falling apart, as they tend to do. Thank you. Being around Agatha makes me feel calm and satisfied. The contentedness of her is contagious, and all the world's troubles seem less frightening. Aw, it's nice to have a sister that's helpful like that. No more stress. Jihad for Armenia. The great Caliph Shamsuddin I has decided to call a jihad against the Kafirs in the Kingdom of Armenia. He urges all righteous Muslims to take up arms against the depraved Basilius Manfred I of the Byzantine Empire for the glory of Islam. Manfred, that sounds like a German name. Nope. Greek Orthodox. But his father was German, hence the name. It's all making sense. Alright, back with more exciting news. My son Guntram has come of age and he's a fortune builder. So a couple of things. First off, still not as good as Ernst Gerlach Guntram. Still not as good as the current steward, but not too shabby. We've got a lovely Russian fortune builder who's lustful, so that's good. We will take her from the house Mikhailovich. Wonderful, and now she's here. Is that someone else starting a faction for me? No, just someone favoring me, I suppose. What would happen? Like, I wonder... I don't think the Emperor would get involved in protecting one. We've got enough money for mercenaries. We've got tons of levies coming out of there. Although that's massive. We certainly don't have that size of army, so we'd still be dependent on the mercenaries, but it would be damn good to get some more land. Got my plan for Znajmo. Actually, let's take a look at that. How is that coming along? Your son's almost of age. These two need... start having babies. Please. Oh, he would be a much better chancellor, wouldn't he? There we go. Oh. We don't want him to wind up dead. He is the heir. But with a level of 20... probably wouldn't. So let's give it a shot. Here's hoping Ernst there doesn't die while he's fabricating claims on Carton. And we'll be back with something more interesting. You have hired an old assassin to teach you how best to thwart the efforts of his kind. He has taught you several valuable lessons, like never sitting with your back towards a door, and to never stay long in an inn that smells of manure. Valuable life lessons indeed. Thank you. Who likes staying in an inn that smells like manure anyway? Dutiful cleric. Christopher! Good. We shall find you. Wonderful. Excellent. Alright, now I imagine, good, so we can take this fine fellow, Anders, and send him back to improve relations with the Pope. Such things are necessary. Southern Italy is still in command, or in control of the Muslims. Who's raiding there? Genoa. Of course. Because of your deceitful trait, my son, flamboyant schemer, we're gonna see if there is someone better to send you to. Perhaps the Emperor. Educated child of mine. Where is he? There he is. Excellent. And that's something I should do more of, is the foreign education of children. Not with heirs, but with other kids. It boosts relations, and as you can see, it opens up much better chances for things, for a better education. Alright, back with more interesting things. By chance, you have learned that an old tailor in Österreich once worked as a spy master for a local nobleman many years ago. The stories of his deeds and exploits are the stuff of legends. If even half of it is true, then this man could surely teach you a thing or two about intrigue. I will seek him out. As you visit the tailor in his modest shop, the harmless-looking little man feigns ignorance, and for a moment you wonder if you have the wrong person. He kindly turns to fetch you some tea, but then suddenly, before you can react, he is standing behind you with a knife at your throat. "Who sent you?" he hisses into your ear. "No one. I wish to learn from you." After questioning you, the old man is finally satisfied that you're not there to kill him. He grudgingly agrees to teach you some of his tricks, if you promise to keep the secret of his past to yourself. Of course, I agree. Well, Walpurga there, despite the ugly name, has turned out to be quite the child. Anders can teach her. He knows quite many things. Alright, so keeping in mind that I need to have around 150 gold to pull off my assassination whenever I'm going to do that, perhaps now might be a good time. Actually, assassinate Sighard. 27 chance of success and a 51% chance of being discovered. First, we need to upgrade some things here. Militia training grounds. We need more bodies in our military. That much is for certain. I can actually also probably get away with not really much. Okay. So those chances aren't very high. And I don't think getting one extra in my Spy Master is going to be all that beneficial for it. 42 chances of having another kid at that age are pretty minimal, so we can give it a shot. We've got tons of prestige, so we can handle losing a little bit. Oh, piety. Damn it. Okay, well that wasn't money well spent at all. Erg. Next time, be back with more fun. You have studied long and hard under the old Spy Master in your spare time, and he has taught you about the game of Cloak and Dagger. Your intrigue has improved. That'll help with the spy game, that's for sure. Almost to 8. Alright, a naive appeaser, huh? Let's see. Duke of Pomerania. Well, he's only 10. Alright, we'll arrange that. Lovely. Right, that became a completely different Duke. Remember that now, because of stupid Hairman here. Wait a second. Yes. Now it's all coming back to me. And I think this video of intrigue and building and things like that, I'm going to end it. Oh, it's already the new year. I'll just end it here. Save game for Austria. Dankeschön. So, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, jokes, musings, tips, complaints, what have you below. And thank you all very, very much for watching. We'll see you next time.